Do you love boy bands? J-pop? Have you ever dreamed of being the driving force behind a successful idol group? Well, put on your headphones and get swept away with this colorful idol visual novel experience. Welcome to Blurdy Otome, and this is my review of B-PROJECT Ryusei Fantasia. B-PROJECT is a cross-media production revolving around the fictional virtual idol group of the same name, with content that spans several anime series, manga, drama CDs, and more. In B-PROJECT Ryusei Fantasia, step into the hard-working role of A&R, which is essentially a talent manager, to the idol group B-PROJECT. Take the 14 young members under your wing, each with different personalities and struggles. It's your job to support them, help them grow, and allow them to flourish. Discover the beginnings of the different idol groups that make up B-PROJECT. First is Kitakor, the prince-like musical duo composed of Kita Kaido, Tomohisa, and Korekune Ryuji. Next is the cheerful 5-member group Moons, composed of Matsunaga Kazuna, Onzai Momotaro, Rosari Hikaru, Nome Tatsuhiro, and Sekimura Nikaido. Then there's the trio Thrive, composed of Ashu Yuta, Kanashiro Goshi, and Aizome Kento. Last but not least is Killer King, the newest addition to B-PROJECT. They're a 4-member group composed of Shingari Miroku, Fudo Akane, and twins Teramitsu Yuduki and Haruhi. Learn about their trainee days and the struggles they faced on the path to success. Follow the story as they join together to become one group, B-PROJECT. I'll be honest, this is my first experience with B-PROJECT, and I'm not super well versed on the idol boy band fandom. I know next to nothing about idol groups, aside from that one time I accidentally walked into an Udapri concert movie at Otakon. So I went into B-PROJECT Ryusei Fantasia as a complete newbie, which is perfect since our role in the game is that of a newbie A&R, Subasa Sumisora, as she navigates the highs and lows of managing the super popular mega group B-PROJECT. We're supposed to be a little confused. Diving into B-PROJECT is a bit overwhelming for the uninitiated, such as myself. Not only are there 14 boys in the main group, but they all belong to one of 4 other idol groups. Each group has their own unique style and music that sets them apart from the main group. So it's a lot to wrap your mind around. The game does kind of alleviate some of the confusion early on through a series of flashbacks that explains how Subasa got her start in the entertainment business, and her early days with each of the groups that make up B-PROJECT. From her not-so-great first meeting with Kitakore, to her impressing Goshi and the rest of Thrive with her musical knowledge, to her noticing a potential health concern with Hikaru. While they may be brief, each flashback highlights the trust that Subasa has built with each and every member of B-PROJECT. There's a fast-paced energy to B-PROJECT that mimics how I would imagine it would be in the actual entertainment business. Subasa is the heart of B-PROJECT, taking care of all their needs, both professionally and personally, while also juggling her own insecurities and issues. One minute we're helping Kira Ken decide on a demo track for their next single. The next, you're planning an ice cream party to celebrate finishing up a good show. Not to mention interviews and TV appearances, it can be a lot to handle. And Subasa wears many hats. At times, she's a manager, babysitter, confidant, support, friend. So she more than earns her title as the secret 15th member of B-PROJECT. While the bulk of her time is spent wrangling the boys, the game does focus on her own insecurities and struggle to come into her own as an A&R in the industry. Subasa is hardworking, and while she has the skills and instincts to do her job well, she is prone to self-doubt, which keeps her from fully expressing herself. But as the story progresses, she becomes much more confident and in turn a more effective manager for the group. While the game does have a 14 hottie harem to ogle, I do want to stress that B-PROJECT Ryusei Fantasia is not an otome game. While there are 2 endings and a number of epilogues with the boys, there are no romance routes. Aside from some light flirting, the romance is pretty low in the game. In fact, there's more chemistry between the boys than there is with Subasa. Maybe it's my inner Fujoshi coming out, but B-PROJECT is a shipper's wonderland. But if that's not your thing, you do get to spend ample time with all the members of B-PROJECT, and since they have such distinctive personalities, you'll find someone to fall in love with. Like I mentioned earlier, there are several side stories and even epilogues that give you even more one-on-one time with each member of the group. I like having a chance to just sit and really spend quality time with the boys, because it can be overwhelming when everyone is on screen together. I still have issues remembering who's who, so thank God they include the names and the groups of all the guys in the text box. It is a lifesaver. I do, of course, have my personal favorites. Tsundere Goshi has my whole heart, and Tomohisa has this smoothing, princely aura that has me swooning. Of course, the biggest appeal of the game is the unmistakable familial bond between the members of the group and Subasa. They feel less like a group of colleagues and more like brothers. They hang out together during their downtime, and when one of them is struggling, they all come together to support one another. They don't tear each other down, rather, they build each other up because they know that B-Project is at their best together. Of course, that doesn't mean that everything is perfect. Disagreements arise from time to time, and there are a few that threaten to break the tenuous bonds between the members of the group. But in the end, the boys always work through their problems and come back stronger. B-Project Ryusei Fantasia boasts a stellar voice cast with strong vocal and singing chops. Even Subasa has her own VA.
時間を取ってくれてありがとう。いえ、この間いらしていたと伺いました。そのことで何かあるんですよね。
And it's a welcome treat to have an MC that speaks. Of course, this is a game about a boy band, so yes, there's plenty of music in B-Project. Again, I'm not super familiar with the individual bands and their music, but the tracks that were included are all bops, and I will admit to replaying them a bit too much sometimes. But that's not all. There are also some really fun in-game features that really add to the immersion. You can interact with the boys via text messages and voice phone calls.
遅くに悪い。次のライブのことでちょっと今いいか?
Throughout the game, the boys will reach out to you by sending text, which you can respond to in lieu of traditional in-game choices. Depending on how well received the messages are, it can expand the conversation longer and even unlock special character-specific stories. However, one thing that is a bit hit or miss for me is the sprite animation. B-Project uses 2D live animation, so the sprites move around as the characters talk. Eyes blink, and there are even arm movements. While I think it's cool in concept, some of the sprites for the more hyperactive members of the group can look a bit jerky and uncanny, and it's a little terrifying sometimes. But overall, I do like it because it makes the characters feel more real and alive. So, the translation and localization of B-Project Ryusei Fantasia was fine overall. I honestly haven't had any complaints regarding pqube's localization from the past, and there really wasn't anything that stood out as being too awkward. Except the text sizing issue. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my eyesight has taken a bit of a hit over the years. Text needs to be a standard 11-point font, period. And for a visual novel where reading is essential to gameplay, this is a requirement, not a suggestion. There were times in this game where the text would shrink to accommodate more words, and it was maddening. Like, that was unreadable. And I was not about to strain my eyes to read a wall of tiny text. Y'all tried it. If you find you can't fit all the text within the confines of the text box, either make the box bigger or let me scroll to read the rest of the text, please. Overall, I really enjoyed B-Project Ryusei Fantasia. The game pulls back the curtain on the high-energy world of the entertainment industry, giving players a chance to experience the ups and downs of managing an idol group. The late-night sessions, the fun, wholesome family vibes, and of course, the amazing music. The game feels less like a game and more like watching an anime as you ride the highs and lows of B-Project's rise to the top of the charts. While the journey won't be easy, you will fall in love with each of the 14 members of the group and Subasa, actively rooting for their success. Whether you're a veteran in the idol fandom or a newbie like me, B-Project Ryusei Fantasia is a must-play. If not for the promise of all the hotties and neon, then do it for the music. I give B-Project Ryusei Fantasia a 7.5 out of 10. A huge thank you to pqube for providing a copy of this game for this review, and an even bigger thank you to you for watching. Will you be picking up B-Project Ryusei Fantasia, or is this one on your pass list? And more importantly, which of the boys of B-Project is your favorite? If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button and let me know what you think down in the comments section. And if you want to see more content from me, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any new uploads. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!